Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is today the cross examination for Cassie. Cassie should be done today with her cross examination. So I'm headed to the Diddy trial, picking up a friend of mine real quick. And today's proceedings should start around 9:30. The reason why I'm leaving a little later is because they got motions this morning and over exhibits and stuff like that. And yesterday they had some arguments about how long will Cassie be on the stand. And yeah, hold on one second. Let me do this. Yeah, they had how long will Cassie be on the stand, right? They were talking about that yesterday at the break, and Mark Agnifilio said, this is a very important witness, and we got to take a little bit of time. And the judge was like, listen, Friday, she has to be done by Friday, at lunchtime. Like after lunchtime, he said he'll give to after the lunch break, a little bit after the lunch break, and she has to be off the stand. Now, why is this important? Because because Cassie is the most important witness in this case. She's the most important witness. So what's going to happen is that the defense, they're already behind. Even though they're going to give her to after lunch, it may extend well beyond lunch. The reason why I'm saying that is because the government will come back and question her again, and then the defense might question her again. So she might be there the whole day today, but today is her last day. And the defense, the way they were talking, her last day could be Monday or Tuesday or Monday or whatever. I think Monday. So that was a very important argument. And it was reported that Diddy had got upset with his lawyers. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I wasn't in the courtroom in Diddy's courtroom. I was at the overflow room watching it on the monitor. Now, was he passing notes and stuff like that? The answer is yes. Um, but that's not out of the ordinary. It's also not out of the ordinary for a client to get upset with his lawyers. It's not out of the ordinary. It happens all the time. And passing notes, and he has a right to pass notes on questions that he want to get out there to Cassie. So this is not out of the ordinary, folks. Okay, I just wanted to tell you that it's not out of the ordinary for him to pass notes and stuff like that. It's not out of the ordinary. Okay, it happens all the time. But why is it happening though? Why? Why is it happening? Because he want to get some information out there that he think is helpful to his case, and he has a right to strategize with his lawyers. He has a right to. He's paying good money here. He's paying a lot of money for his defense. He has a right to be the boss. He is the boss at that table. Believe it or not, he's the boss. Even though he's not a lawyer, he's the boss at that table. Because let me see, make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, he is the boss at that table, right? What he say goes because he is paying. He paying the cost to be the boss. So it's not out of the ordinary. I know people were saying, "Oh my God, he's looking upset." Yeah, clients look upset all the time. He might not be happy the way things are going. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It's normal. All of this is normal. That's why I didn't talk much about it because it's normal. But yes, it's gonna get a lot of clicks though. It's gonna get a lot of clicks. Oh my God, Diddy is this and that, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get a lot of clicks. I get it because what is he mad about? Oh my God, what is he mad about? He could be mad about the way things are going. Because I can tell you, I'm gonna tell you a little bit now about how I think things are going. Me personally, um, Anna Esteveo, she was a lawyer that was cross-examining Cassie yesterday. It felt like two friends were talking. That's what it felt like to me. Even though I understand that she can't badger the witness and stuff like that, I understand that. But um, she also kind of she didn't lose me because I'm used to this stuff, but I was falling asleep, and that's not good because if I'm falling asleep, that means that the jury is getting lost as well. They're getting lost in the sauce as well. Okay. Here we are, right here. Give me 1 second. That means they getting lost in the sauce as well. That's what that means. And you don't want to get lost in the sauce. You don't want your jury to get lost in the sauce. And let me give me 1 second. Make sure I got my parking together. So when I get there, I don't have to do it when I get to the city. Uh, what this stuff is. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right, let me see something. Okay. So you want to make sure you bring in the energy. You don't want to lose the jury because the jury, 9 times out of 10, the jury don't understand the legal process. They don't understand all the legal jargon. They don't understand different things. So they need somebody to be have some energy to them so they won't fall asleep because all they thinking about is I need to get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And they're not really following along because I look at the people in the courtroom. A lot of people stop taking notes. A lot of people stop taking notes. Yeah, a lot of people they stop taking notes. They stop getting active because all they were worried about is going. I saw people kept looking back at the clock. That's a bad move. That's a bad thing for people to keep looking back at the clock. That means that they're getting tired of the questioning. That means that the lawyer is not bringing it like a Jose Baez, like a Brian Steele. You see what I'm saying? They're not bringing it, and this is from both sides, from the prosecutors and the defense. You got to bring it. You got to bring the energy. Um, you know what I'm saying? Because you could lose. You might be putting on a good case, but you could be losing people. And I'm just being real. You could be losing people, man. And like I said, I'm not supposed to be falling asleep, man. I'm not supposed to be falling asleep. Like at one point, I had to change my vibration because I'm sitting there like this, and then on my head fell and dropped my pen again. I said, but luckily I was sitting in the back this time. I said this time I'm gonna sit all the way in the back by the window so I can have the beautiful views of New York City, and nobody would see me dropping my head. But the guard caught me though. She smiled at me. I dropped my head, and I was like, boom. I said, oh, okay, right. That's not good because I missed some of the test. I missed that part of the testimony. I missed at least 3 minutes of the testimony probably. And I know the jury. I remember I saw in some trials juries was falling asleep. I had attended a state trial in Virginia one time, and one of the jurors they had to take a break because one of the jurors fell asleep. 3 minutes into the testimony, the jurors fell asleep. The lawyer had to repeat it. So you want to bring the energy. I never fell asleep during a Jose Baez testimony, during a Jose Baez cross examination. Never. Brian Steele, never. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Diddy may have been upset because also, don't get me wrong, I know you're not going to badger the witness and stuff like that, but the questions were, okay, he may have gotten set with the Kid Cudi situation because I'm going to tell you why. I said this before, I cannot get out of my brain that he sent a text message talking about this Kid Cudi car situation. That can't get out of my brain now. So no, look, I'm the 13th juror. That can't get out of my brain. So that's illegal. That's what's in my brain right now. Okay, so that's what's in my brain. Like, what do you mean we got to be out of the country and then it's gonna happen and make sure his friends are there, and then maybe he didn't firebomb the car, but then, what's the coincidence of him saying that he want to do something to this man's car and something happened to this man's car? Okay, if I'm the jurors, I'm thinking that. So the defense gonna have to get my mind off of this. They're gonna have to get my mind and be creative. Be creative. Give me some possibilities. See, one thing that makes a good lawyer, somebody told me, is somebody that think outside the box and somebody that can paint that picture. You know what I'm saying? Paint that picture for me. You know what I'm saying? To give me to for me to give Diddy the benefit of the doubt. My homegirl, come and give me a second. I gotta let her know I'm live. Hey, just to let you know, I'm live. You know the drill. Good morning. We gonna get there just on time. I mean just on time. By the time we get in there, maybe Diddy been throw a desk at him. So I'm explaining to them why he was hot, maybe. So the thing is, I told them I'm not supposed to be falling asleep during the testimony. I'm not I'm not supposed to be falling asleep during the testimony, right? You got to be able to paint that picture for me. You know, keep me not entertained, but keep me wanting more. And then I said also they got to get this out of my mind about this Kid Cudi car situation because I'm a juror now. That's in my mind. Like, what do you mean you want to do something to his car? And what's the likelihood of something happening to his car? I'm gonna think Diddy did it, even though he didn't do. I'm gonna think he had somebody do it. So that's a problem. Well, if he said he was gonna do something. Right. He said he was gonna do something, and damn sure enough, something happened to this man's car. Now I can get why that happened to the man's car, right? Because damn, he don't put all this money and resources into Cassie, even though he want to see her just for free calls, but that's his girl. That's his. He thinking that's his property. Some men think that way, but I get it. And he gonna sit up there. She gonna sit up there and be with Kid Cudi. In his mind, she stepped down, right? And he got into rage. I tell men this: if you gotta be in rage and you super jealous, you might as well stay by yourself. That's what I tell people. Just stay by yourself. He had introduced them, though. Right? He introduced him for studio time, right? They introduced. He said, "Yeah, get with him for studio time to make some music." And here you go rocking out with him. Yeah, I mean that would infuriate him. It's not like right. He had a random, right? Diddy, you gonna do this to Diddy? I'm right. Paying for because he helping her. Right. He's giving her money, and you're using my money, my resources, my connects, and then you gonna sleep with this man? That's not on Diddy's time. Wait a minute. Did that sound right? That don't look right. Oh yeah, I knew something. Uh, I knew that didn't look right. Hold on. Be right back. Be right back. No. I got you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
She was they were passing her notes. Tenny Garagos was passing her notes, and she was reading, and they were saying, why wasn't Tenny doing the cross? Because this girl didn't sound like she knew what she was doing. And that's
I
why
was
he was
telling them that.
pissed.
I was telling them that it sounded like friends were talking.
Yeah, she didn't.
Remember her and Cat? Remember she said, Cassie, you're a beautiful woman, and Cassie said, thank you. She said, thank you. They had a nice moment.
Yeah.
I know Diddy was like, what the?
Yeah, that's all of that is not good. And the government, when they objected fiercely.
Objection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like this girl was so passive. She wasn't. Remember when we were talking? Are they gonna hammer her? Yesterday we were talking.
Yeah.
She did not do that.
She didn't hammer.
Diddy is mad.
It felt like two friends were talking.
Yeah, it's
And
not.
here's the thing. It felt like two friends were talking, and they gonna be done with her today. Yeah. Cassie is done today,
and they didn't do nothing.
and they ain't do nothing. Guys, Cassie skated. Well, let's see if she skate today though.
They better put Brian up there because they lost.
Yeah, Brian Steele will have to be the one to do it. If anybody on that team, it can't be Xavier.
Oh no.
Because he wasn't prepared either.
No. Did you
Xavier
know?
Donaldson. I didn't. I fell asleep with him too.
Can you imagine? And Diddy sitting there watching them, and they said that they were we together when they said the attorneys were scared to approach him because he got so pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, this if you are doing the cross. I mean, I've never done no criminal trials like this, but you are not supposed to have to be given notes consecutively to keep asking questions. You're supposed to be, that's your part of your prep. That's her presentation. What do you mean they're passing her notes while she's crossing Cassie? What?
Listen, she's supposed to ask her those tough questions.
And she didn't.
She's supposed to ask her everything. And she was asking, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She was asking her questions. But she need to keep the energy up at least. For me, at least keep the energy up.
Yeah.
Because guys, I should not. I'm telling you right now, I should not be falling asleep. Okay, I should not be. I should not be falling asleep
Because
during a big trial like this.
if we're in the gallery and we're hearing the same testimony that Cassie is hearing it, and if it's difficult for us, it's difficult for the jury too.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know legal jargon.
Yeah.
Like, this is fun for me, and I still fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? Because I could barely hear her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was talking real light. I mean, she got to bring the ruckus. You know, she got to bring more. She got to, and look, you see how the prosecutors kept saying objection?
Yeah.
And you see how, like, rough she was saying it?
Mm-hmm.
You see how, like, strong she was saying it?
Right.
That woke me up.
Yeah.
She got to get with it. She got to bring the, Brian still got to do it.
And the other,
Brian still, yeah.
We are on a limited time. This, I feel like they could have gotten so much further in her testimony versus, oh, hold on. Well, she didn't say hold on, but the way that she was going so slow and pacing it, we're running out of time.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't think they were running out of time because they didn't realize the judge is going to press them on it. The judge is like, wait a minute, when is she going to be done?
Well, yeah.
When he said, well, judge, this is a very important client. We need more time. He said, no. He said,
No.
don't. The judge said, you don't tell me that you think you're just hearing this for the first time.
Right.
He said, you don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you don't understand what I'm saying. That judge, you guys, that judge is very, very, very thorough.
And he's fair.
He's fair.
Did you notice how I noticed the first day that the defense, they kept saying objection, and he was like overruled. He did the same thing too.
Yeah,
he's like, let's get through this. He's almost helping them out.
Yeah, he did the same thing for the government. The government tried to object. He kept overruling it. Mm-hmm. He kept doing it.
I feel like he's fair.
Yeah, he is fair, but he don't play either. Mm-mm. He's not trying to sit up there and play with them.
But Agnifilio knows that the time frame, the timeline of the witnesses, that's critical to the case too. Especially the fact that Cassie is like a key witness. She's like the main witness. They have to give their timelines.
Yeah.
And that's only fair. So they can always file a application. I forget the technical terms to say they need an extension, and then it's up to the judge. But they know. That's what I'm sure he's pissed.
Well, here's the thing, though. So the government took a day and a half for her. So he's giving them a day and a half with her.
Because that you're supposed to get a 1-for-1. That's how it's supposed to be.
And they're going to be done with it. He said, we all going to be done after lunch. He said, after lunch, I'm going to give you a little bit after lunch. And she's gone. She's gone. And I could see why he got pissed with that, because I guess he felt like she wasn't bringing the ruckus enough. Like, I think, I'm telling you right now, he hired Brian Steele for a reason. Brian Steele can bring the ruckus. Because Brian Steele, they should have had Brian Steele arguing with the judge. Because Brian, because Brian Steele almost went to jail over Young Thug.
No, didn't he go to jail, or he was
No, he didn't go to jail. No. They was getting ready to arrest him.
Yeah.
No, he has to be the one. Let him argue it. Let him do it. Let him do it. This wouldn't have happened with Jose Baez. I'm just telling y'all that.
They're gonna have
it wouldn't have happened. He would have brung the ruckus with her, but in a good fashion. He wouldn't have badgered her, but he wouldn't have put us to sleep.
They're gonna have to ask for an. I feel
they're gonna have to ask for an extension.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to.
Diddy is gonna piss his pants if they don't, because he seems to be fully aware of what's happening now. You can sit there and realize you're screwing this up.
Diddy's not stupid. He's not
exactly.
Stupid. He didn't get to where he is for being stupid. He had a really good upbringing as far as education wise. He's not stupid. He knows what's going on.
Y'all took my money, and this is what I'm getting.
He spent upwards. I think he spent upwards of $20 million. I
think somebody said something like that.
Somebody said that yesterday. Yeah. So he need to have Brian Steele, man. I'm not knocking the rest of them, but they don't bring the ruckus. So you got to bring it.
So one of the ladies who was right behind them, she said that the Westmoreland Nicole, that she's kind of off to the side and not getting much. They're not conferring with her much.
So why is she there?
Because Diddy wanted her there. Remember, that's what they said.
Oh, and also she worked with Brian Steele.
Yeah, so maybe she's the side.
She might be working in the back end for certain things. Like she might not be the one to cross-examine people.
Yeah.
But she wait for the defense to present their case.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I would have to do?
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
You know what I have to do?
What?
So if they don't give an extension, this is what I would do. I said, okay, Judge, you don't want to give us an extension? We're calling Cassie back as a witness. I'm gonna have her as a witness. I'm gonna have her as a yes. Yeah. I'm gonna have her as a defense witness, so we can get more time with her.
Subpoena her.
Yeah, I will subpoena her.
But if she's giving birth and having a baby and all that, what you gonna do?
They can do it over Skype.
Oh, that's good.
They can do it over Skype. I'm gonna tell you why. Cassie, you can badger her just a little bit. You know why? Because she's so calm and she's okay with it. She's okay with answering the questions.
You know what I realized? She's okay with it because she went through that trauma therapy. So she's already talked about this and it's probably disassociated herself from some of this already.
Yeah, she's okay with talking. Any questions they have, folks, she's okay with answering. Even though, just like yesterday, right? You remember how Anna said, "Oh, you don't have to read that. Mm-hmm. You know, it's too much." She don't let her read it. Mm-hmm. Let her read it. Let her read it, because
let's hear it out of her mouth.
Guys, the defense lawyer yesterday, she wouldn't let Cassie read some of the raunchy stuff.
You don't have to read it.
You don't have to read that. Just read it to yourself.
Diddy probably was.
No, you got to read that. There was one where it was something about legs behind her head.
Yeah.
And I want to take her, in my pee.
Yeah.
No, she got to read it. Yeah. She got to read it. It's evidence. You got to read it.
Because that's going to paint for the jury.
Right.
The type of person, I'm just saying back then. How you, like, skipping over that, they're not getting the picture.
She's helping her. She was helping her yesterday. That's why he got pissed, I think. She was being helped. It was almost like two friends talking. Did she call her sis yesterday?
You said she did.
I thought I heard Cassie say, "Hold on, sis. What you mean?" Oof. I thought she said that. I thought she called her sis.
That's very casual for calling.
That's very casual, man.
Yeah.
So you got to make her read that, like, because she let her read other stuff, but she didn't let her read the raunchy stuff. No, what is it? Kids in the courtroom? No, you got to read it.
You got to read
it. Yeah, you got to read it.
Because we want to know, what were you asking her for? You wanted what rammed up where? How did you want it?
She said she wanted something rammed up somewhere. You got to read that. So
we want to hear the type of mindset you were in. And when we hear from your mouth, those were your words. Everything you say can and will be used against you.
Right.
She's not holding her to that standard.
No, she's not. She's helping her out.
And then the fact that she didn't read it, half of us didn't even know what it said. Come on, man. Well, maybe the jurors could see it better. You think? They read it.
Yeah, the jurors could see it on their monitor.
Yeah.
But we couldn't see it.
Yeah.
The reporters couldn't see it.
That was a fail right there. Now, today, let's see if they make her read stuff. Then we'll know that she got in trouble.
They have to. No, she might have to be Brian Steele. They might have to let Brian Steele take over, man.
Man.
He would have had her read it.
You supposed
Brian would have had her read it.
Wait, didn't they, the government had her reading stuff?
What's the hold up here?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's a hold up that way.
Uh-oh.
He going over the sidewalk. Look at him.
The government had her reading things.
The government had her reading.
So what's the difference? And she read some funky stuff that she said.
She read some funky stuff in them text messages. But yesterday, that took the cake, though.
Oh, what?
Legs behind my back.
Oh, everybody was like, oh.
No, I wouldn't like that. It's evidence.
Yeah.
I'm not judging Cassie for that. That's her past. Everybody has a past, right, so what? Right. But I thought it was funny, to be honest with you.
But
see, you know what? She didn't mean what she said. She was just trying to turn him on to please him. That's all she was doing. She ain't mean that shit. Talking about she want her legs, but she ain't mean that. She was just trying to do that.
I feel what you're saying.
Listen, it was a competition. She got this billionaire for a boyfriend, a superstar for a boyfriend. I need to keep him. I don't want to be a side piece. I want to do all I can to try to get that first place. She was just telling him what he wanted to hear.
That's not coercion, though. Is that coercion, though? Did he force you, or did you do it because you wanted to be with him?
No, but later on it became coercion. Later on, after that Kid Cudi situation, I believe it got worse for her. He started treating her even like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Well, then that's, again, jealousy in a toxic relationship. Well, I don't know. They're really going to have to bring it home with this.
Yeah, it's not over yet for Diddy.
Well, we know the ex-workers, okay, because they're trying to say the trafficking He did not force those workers to do that stuff though.
Mm-mm.
So so the only person that may have been forced at this point in the testimony, guys, the only person who is looking like he may have forced to do things is Cassie. I'm not seeing it with the workers.
Not early on.
What?
She wasn't forced early on.
No, I'm just saying early on.
Yeah.
It's what we're hearing.
Later on.
I'm talking about in the court proceedings, just with the early stages, because we don't know all the evidence.
Yeah.
But like the sex workers at this point, we haven't heard that they were forced.
Yeah, they weren't forced.
They were paid. They came if they wanted to.
And some of them were their favorites.
Yeah.
Just like, what's his name? Jules was their favorite.
Didn't he have the Punisher?
Well, the Punisher was like, he wasn't their favorite.
Okay.
Jules was their favorite.
What about Daniel? Was he one?
Jules, no. Jules and the other guy. Yeah, Daniel might have been too early on.
He was an
early on guy.
So was Diddy liking these men though?
But Jules was because they became cool. Like he felt comfortable with them.
I know, but
because they didn't tell his business.
But he gotta be getting turned on by the men too, though. That's what I'm wondering.
Because he said that he wanted them to have the biggest black schlongs available.
Why do you care about that, sir?
Because he want them to have big schlongs.
Because he like it.
If he gonna have their stuff on his chest.
Listen.
Yeah, he probably do.
He not saying.
Allegedly.
Max, why didn't he ever ask her to bring another woman?
At one time they did. One time they did have another woman.
Did he ask though? I remember she talked about it.
They both agreed on it. Yeah, it was one time.
But she said she wanted it, right?
Yeah, it was
But
one
why
time.
didn't he ever? It seems like he was more infatuated with men than with the women.
He got turned on watching men with big schlongs have sex with her.
Because he might have liked.
He got turned on by it, and he didn't give a damn. He had all races of men. I want to point that out too. It wasn't just black men.
It started like that, but
He had white men, he had Puerto Rican men, all type of men. If you want to just do the crayon colors, he had all type of men, all races of men. And then you know what I'm saying. But Alexander, what's his name? Odie, Jonathan Odie.
Yeah,
he was confirmed to be one of them.
Yeah.
And she remembered him. She remembered Jonathan Odie. So look, remember? Okay, so let me go back for a second. Jonathan Odie had got arrested, went through his case. But during his interrogation, he said, yeah, P. Diddy? He said, yeah, I was a sex worker for him, but nobody believed him.
Right.
Nobody believed him. The cops didn't put two and two together. They didn't believe him. He said, yeah, DJ Khaled was down with it. Mm-hmm. He liked men. He said DJ Khaled let people get him, allegedly. And Diddy, he said they all gay, right? Nobody believed him, but guess what? Cassie pointed him out in court and said, yeah, he was one of the workers. Yeah. He was one of them.
And his wife confirms it too, because there's an article about her.
Now watch this. Here's where people are saying that the government allegedly got Cassie to work for them. During those sessions, did they drug one of the dancers? Did they? Without their knowledge.
Oh, you're saying
that may have happened.
Yeah.
Allegedly, that may allegedly have happened. But then we didn't get there yet. Because Jonathan Odie might testify. Okay. We don't know. He might testify.
But his wife said he would be sympathetic to Cassie. He's going to be a Cassie supporter.
Who?
She said, Jonathan Odie.
Yeah.
His wife said that.
Yeah, he did say that, but he's not sympathetic to Diddy.
No, yeah.
And he said Diddy drugged him and had sex with him. He woke up, there was blood on him. That's what he said.
What?
So
he said Diddy.
Yeah, he said he got drugged. That's why I think he wilded out and caught that case. He said it. Jonathan Odie said it in his interrogation.
Okay, I gotta go watch it again.
That's why I think he wilded out and went to jail in the first place. Because maybe he couldn't mentally get over that.
So there are instances, because I hadn't really heard where Diddy, during this trial so far, where he messed with men.
There's allegations that one of the sex workers, they were drugged without their knowledge. With GHB. Yeah. She mentioned GHB yesterday.
Yeah, she said, was it in the baby oil? Right. She said, not that I'm aware.
So what if she didn't want to testify, but they're like, look, you got to. I don't know if that happened. We're not going to know if that happened to her, but let me tell y'all something real quick. Cassie is willing to answer any question they throw at her. She's not afraid. She's willing to answer any question they're willing to throw at her. So that's why the defense, they can ask Cassie whatever they want to ask her. She's okay with it. Cassie's, occasionally she'll cry a little bit, but she's very strong.
She's okay with it. She's okay to be honest. This is business. It's business. She got to take care of business. That's how she's looking at it. That's how I'm getting it. She's taking care of business. So ask her whatever you got to ask her, because the prosecutor's getting ready to go at her again. After y'all done, the prosecutor's got one more go at it. And remember, in the closing statements, when all this is said and done, the government goes twice. The defense only get one shot at it at the closing. So they have to go. They have to bring the ruckus. Yeah, that's what Jonathan Oddie said. He said Diddy, on one occasion, he said he was drunk. He woke up and he said he was penetrated.
I would like to hear that under penalty of perjury. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? I want to hear, see, if he's going to test, is he going to be testifying?
He might be a witness.
Because did you hear that Don and Arbery are coming up next, or they may be next week?
Don, okay.
For both the Danity Kane girls.
Yeah, both the Danity Kane girls.
But I didn't know that I know he messed with Don, but I didn't know.
Arbery O'Day?
Yeah, Arbery. But did you see what I sent you about Jimmy Hinchman?
Yeah, I saw that.
So, okay. So
that's when the investigation started.
Yeah, so and when was that? 2013?
That was a long time
ago.
So
they've been knowing about him, right?
Yeah, I said they've been had a case on
about him. The FBI and everything, the feds. Right?
They've been watching him.
Thank you.
Since I believe they've been watching him since Biggie got killed. For sure. Biggie and Tupac. They've been watching him since Biggie and Tupac.
So that's why it's going to be hard for him to...
Now watch this. Let's say this trial ends, right? They could come back again with a murder trial. Watch. On a state level. They could come back. Right? There's no statute of limitations on murder. And they said it's still, to this day, it's still an active investigation on the Fed side, even though they're in court right now. So they could come back with a murder trial.
It's like a movie where they, you know how they say, if we don't get you one way, we're going to get you another.
And you know what they're going to do? They're going to break him. He ain't going to have no money after this is said and done. He ain't going to have no more money.
Oh, they just went today and mentioned, I was watching something, all of the sponsors have pulled money. Like he's lost 80 sponsorships and connection or whatever, you know. There's a list of everybody just pulling his stuff.
It's serious right now. Even though guys, even though he's still considered innocent until proven guilty, remember that. He's still innocent until proven guilty. Okay? But this case is, believe it or not, this case is just getting started. This trial just getting started and it's already blowing up. Because Cassie's just sitting there answering. I thought she was gonna, like, you know, whatever.
Really, that's who she is under on the witness stand.
She could have did a little Woody. I don't recall.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, she did start saying she didn't recall.
Yeah, certain stuff she didn't recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, certain stuff.
I was like, you recall stuff yesterday, but all of a sudden you getting fuzzy. So she did do a little bit of Woody, which was good. And then she talked about, I don't understand what time frame. So she got that on them. That was clever.
How about this? She corrected the lawyer.
Yeah.
She corrected a lawyer. She said, wait a minute, are you sure this is it? She said, oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Cassie was helping her out.
Yeah.
I can see why he's upset, guys.
Absolutely.
I can see why Diddy's upset.
They fumbled.
Yeah, I can see why he's upset.
They did fumble. With the kind of money he's paying, oh my gosh.
I almost kind of feel sorry for him.
I know. I do too sometimes.
But if he know like I know, he better get Brian Steele going. Brian Steele could come through for him. I know.
Well, there's still time for him to get attorneys on the case.
Well, he got all he needs right now.
Well, they're not doing so great. Who picked this woman? I guess they wanted a woman to do the cross.
Well, how about this? You ever thought about that?
Excuse me.
Maybe it was meant for him to take a plea deal.
That could be true, too.
Maybe this wasn't something they didn't expect to go to trial.
What? But you got to be prepared.
I know, but...
You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared because he's paying you hourly. That retainer covers up through the end of trial and appeal. So they dropping the ball.
I mean, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, did he?
My continuing street.
In terms of guilt or not guilty, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm giving the lawyers the benefit that they can still come through.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 6 more weeks to go. So
Yeah,
for
they can
sure,
they can
yeah.
still it's still early. They can still come through. But right now they behind the eight ball. They
And
definitely behind the eight ball
and
right now.
and just base if we because you know how they come and sit with us and be asking what's going on with us.
Yeah,
We are their jurors. So if you look at the attorney, we are the jurors,
yeah.
right? But we're just not official jurors. So if we are confused, if some of us, because some people are still siding with Diddy based on this evidence, jurors are feeling the same way. They are a reflection. We are a reflection of the jury pool. Some people aren't buying this. Diddy, I believe Diddy has maybe one or two jurors who are probably like, I don't.
That's why I'm thinking at best
Mm-hmm.
he'll get a hung jury. At best,
Yeah.
he'll get a hung jury. If he's lucky, he'll get an acquittal. He'll get a full acquittal. But if not, he got to accept that hung jury. See, the reason why I say that is because they're going to try him again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if he get another hung jury? Now they have to decide, is my evidence really worth it to go to trial now?
If they try him again, do you think he will be behind bars or will they allow
No,
him to get
no,
out?
he's still be behind
He
bars.
can't get bail?
No,
Why?
nope.
See, I don't know that procedural part. I don't
I
know
mean, he
enough.
can request for bail at that point.
I think
Yes,
he should. At this
they're
point,
not
come
going to
on
give it.
now.
They're not going to give it to him.
Still?
Yeah, even still.
Wow.
But
That to
it's
me is would
but
not
it's
be
still
fair.
good for him because at least maybe he can negotiate a better deal. Maybe they say, look, our evidence is maybe let's see if we can give him a sweet deal. But what if he still don't want to take? He just got to sit into the next trial,
He's crazy.
which will be another year probably.
If they give him 5 years, he better take it because he'll get time served, won't he?
Not if he think he can beat the case. Why
No,
would he take 5 years?
but I'm no. What I'm saying is he's already been in jail for almost a year.
Yeah,
So if he goes to another trial, that's all we're going to be bumping up against almost 2 years. Why wouldn't he take a plea? Because don't they give you time served?
yeah.
So then it would.
I would try my hands at another trial though. And then if it's another hung jury, then I'll go for a deal because I already have 2 years time served.
I saw Cassie's attorney speaking yesterday after he was walking out.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
Lauren was kind of asking him some questions. I couldn't really ascertain what his stance was. He just said Cassie's tired. He felt like she's doing well. And so they were asking him questions, and he, of course, didn't answer.
Yeah.
But Cassie's not on trial though, so
No,
it don't matter.
Cassie
Yeah,
not on trial.
yeah. So it's like
She's just doing
she
what
just
she
got to
got to
get
do.
through it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing a good job.
And I feel like Cassie doesn't care if he goes to prison or not.
No.
Cassie is there because they forced her to be, and
Right.
she has immunity.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that now. Nah, she don't care about him.
No.
She said she used to love him.
Yeah.
She said, you loved it. She said, no, I used to love him. She correct. She said, I used to love him.
Oh, but they also said people who were sitting by her husband because he was in court in the main court yesterday.
He was staring at Diddy.
But he also got uncomfortable. They said it you could they were when she started talking about certain things, when she said the thing about the F and she wanted to do this, they said he visibly looked.
He had his shades on.
I don't know. Can you wear shades in court?
I don't know.
No, they whoever the lady who was talking about what happened with Diddy, like they were afraid of Diddy.
He walked out with his shades.
Jesus was talking about it too.
He walked out with his shades on.
Well, they said on his face he was visibly shaking, as if this. I mean, he probably knows what happened. But Max, let's say you're dating a woman and she tells you, "I had this bad relationship. We did this. You knew she was a." But then when you hear the text messages, "I want you to ram your." Come on now.
I wouldn't be moved by it.
Well,
because if that's my woman, I already know her history and I already know it's going to be bad. I would be preparing her for trial, and it wouldn't bother me.
Well, they said her husband. They said
that's her past.
There were a couple times they said he was kind of shaking, and he got up and left. He went out of the courtroom.
Now you know what? I would get a little bit upset if she's upset. If she's upset on the trial, then I'll be a little bit like, okay, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
But as far as her past is her past.
But he gotta hear it though.
She's redefined herself. She's a mom now. She's not Cassie the Diddy side piece sex worker. Because that's what she was to him. Now she's not that no more.
I say that too.
Diddy, look, my baby don't got $20 million. Yeah, we don't got $20 million. We gonna go after this. After we had a kid, we gonna chill. We gonna sit there and chill, have a nice dinner. But she getting ready to go to the hospital soon, right?
Yeah.
She due to go to the hospital soon. So We gonna go home as soon as she get off that stand, baby. Let's go. We out of here.
That's why Agnafilo is like, you need to be quiet because everybody was talking about the fact that she was pregnant, what her due date was. You knew how much time you had with her. Don't act like you didn't know.
No, the judge said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the judge said that.
I'm sure that was a thing. Well, she's about to give birth. We need to have her first. But his defense was, why didn't y'all have her come at the first part of the week? You guys made the decision.
Now, by the time I get in that courtroom this morning, I expect them to bring in the ruckus. I expect them to be lively. I'm not falling asleep today because this is Cassie's last go at it. So I'm definitely not. But
let me get and see what's going on.
I'm definitely not. They should have started by now. 9:15.
Well, yeah.
They said 9:15. So
but they be late every day.
They do be late. They do. But I expect them to bring the ruckus. Because Cassie is okay with the questionings, folks. She's okay with it. She's doing very well. She's doing a lot better than I expected her to do. And like I said, she yesterday she had her hair back.
Trying to make it look like a schoolgirl.
Did you notice that? Yes. She had her hair back yesterday. Yes.
You said she had some barrettes too.
I said put some barrettes in her hair, man. The way she acting. But she had her hair back, just looking mad.
And she had a suit jacket.
Yeah, she had a suit jacket, just looking cute, man.
Yeah, they have her looking very corporate and very innocent.
Yeah, she's just looking real. She can fix herself up. I give her that.
Let me see.
She can fix herself up, man. And she was just there. She took her suit coat off, didn't she?
I don't remember her taking it off.
She may have taken it off at some point.
I'm sure she got hot. Let's see.
But yes, that stomach is out there, folks. Because she's a small person, so it makes it look even. I mean, she's ready to go. But she's doing a good job.
We missed something. You may have caught it. I didn't catch it because I was reading over some of the things that were said. The lady said something about you went to rehab, and she said, no, it wasn't rehab. It was a spa. You can go check it out. Did you hear her get sassy? They said she got a little spicy.
Yeah, she did get spicy yesterday.
I was like, oh.
She did.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, no, Cassie is strong. She will get spicy. Look, her head like this, and she do her head like this. Yeah, she will go after you. And correct, she should know it was this and or whatever. And yeah, she did do that yesterday.
I missed that. I missed a little bit.
You fell asleep.
Oh, my head. Was I snoring, man? Okay, I said, Lord, don't let me snore.
But see, that's the thing. You fell asleep too.
Yeah, I did. But I was having I felt like the migraine was coming on.
Yeah. And the person next to you fell asleep.
It was slow. It was.
You remember he said he's a podcaster?
Okay.
He fell asleep
he was an attorney.
He fell asleep too.
So he's still blogging just like 3 minutes ago.
He's outside.
Yeah, so that must mean they
always start late.
I'm gonna turn this on and see, but I'll put it on silence.
They always start late. But
yeah, so they still outside. So
they getting ready to go in though. It's 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
They should. So that means they start at 9:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be there at 9:30 because we do to get there. Well, we'll be like 6 minutes late because we're at the Holland Tunnel now.
Yeah, we'll get in pretty fast because the line we don't have to stand in the lines and everything.
Yeah, we don't have to stand in line. Like by the time we get there, there's no more line.
Yeah.
Like we walk in with the family because the family get there late too. They got there late yesterday.
Yeah, we went in with the family.
Yeah.
We saw Max didn't want to get on the elevator.
No, I didn't want to get on with the elevator with the family.
Get on. Okay.
I didn't want to.
They didn't want us on either, anyway.
Yeah, they didn't want us on the elevator anyway. I wasn't getting on with. You know what? If my younger self would have pushed on the elevator.
Oh no, he was looking mean.
My younger self would have, but I'm an elder statesman now. I respect their privacy.
Right.
Because they have a little time to talk on the elevator. And pep talk, maybe do a little prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I talked to the guy. That tall black guy. He's their security or something. We talked.
Wait, that African guy?
The tall. We talked to.
He was sitting next to us, in the overflow room. That's their security guard.
Wait, I didn't see him.
He's an African guy.
He's tall.
Yeah, he had a bald head.
No, he had a hat on or something.
He got a bald head under it, right?
I saw him he had the suit, the one who got on the elevator with him, the tall black guy.
Yeah.
I saw him outside. I think you may have gone live and we went and talked to him, me and Sylvia. And we're like, "Are you part of the family?" And he said, "No, I'm security or driver or something like that. I just make sure everybody's safe." And we're saying, "Well, how's he doing? How's he holding up?" And he said, "I don't know." And we said he has a lot of support. Max about to tell him
No,
to
he blowing at
stop.
that van because he's holding up the
Oh
lane.
yeah,
He wasn't supposed to do that.
yeah. But so he's like security or something. But I don't remember seeing him again.
He had a black suit on.
I think it was black.
He about 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw he was sitting next to me in court.
Oh, okay.
And he fell asleep.
He did.
Yeah. Gloria Allred pointed at him.
Oh yeah, so he's with the family.
Yeah. And I guess Gloria Allred knows that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's straight. When you say African, he look African.
He does.
Like he's from
Yeah,
Africa.
I knew.
Yeah. He
And
got an accent.
we asked him how did he think it was going. He said, "I have no opinion."
Yeah, he don't. He just doing
his job.
He just a security. Yeah. He don't have no opinion.
And
Yeah.
they never know who they talking to, so they just
Right.
very careful. Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you another thing. You don't know who you're talking to in court because there's people in there looking at us.
Caution.
There's people in there looking at our reactions. And you remember you know how people in there taking notes on us?
Mm-hmm.
There's people in there, guys, taking notes on us.
Yeah.
And there's random dudes that come in there and they only stay for a little bit and they be screw facing.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them back because I don't look away. If you make eye contact with me, I'm not looking away. My dad taught me that. I'm not looking away, yo. So we gonna just keep looking at each other. And there was a few guys that came in there. You could tell they just there like damn near to start trouble, almost. Like just to, I don't know, not to start trouble, but just to let you know they're there. That's the way I felt.
Okay, so
there's only a few of them. There was only a couple of them.
What about those 3 guys? I think the very first day, and they were sitting in the back. Oh, I don't know where you were, but somebody said they were with Diddy's family, and then they came and talked to us. They said they were with Diddy actually, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I work with Mike Tyson and all of this stuff." And then somebody pointed and said, "Gloria is over there," and the guy said, "Let me go over there where she is and stand by her." He went over there.
And what did he do?
Kind of looking at her, and they kept watching and stuff, and I was like, "Oh yeah. Lord." Because it was Sylvia, and we were like, "Why is he going over there to mess with her?"
Well, the 2 dudes you're talking about, I wouldn't. Yeah, not them. There's some more dudes.
Yeah, it's a lot, right?
There's some more dudes that they come in. They don't stay long. They'll look around and they'll look at everybody. And I made eye contact with one of them. Me and him just kept looking at each other because I'm not looking away.
Yeah.
I'm not looking away. And because I'm looking forward. Right. He's looking in back. You turn it. You turn around. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, why is he turning around? But it could be nothing, but it's noticeable. It's very noticeable. I'm not just talking about them. There's also people that are taking notes.
Yeah, there are paralegals and stuff coming in there too. Yeah. They're like little legal. You could tell the young associates that are coming in.
You remember the other guy that was talking to us in the hall? Remember the guy?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
He was like, "Oh, so you know?" I said, "Who you talking to, young man?" That's what I wanted to say to him. I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I said, "I know my way around the courtroom." I said, "Trust me, he's behind the 8 ball. I know he's behind the 8 ball. That kid, you cannot get around that Kid Cudi situation. Unless they have Brian. You know what? Just have Brian still do the closing at the end. Let him do the closing arguments. You got to be able to paint that picture for me." But that's what I wanted to say, guys. For the most part, this is going to be a marathon. This is a marathon trial. This is not a race. It's a marathon. So Diddy's still in the marathon. That's what I wanted to say in closing. But I will get back to you in a second because I'm getting ready to lose signal because I'm in the Holland Tunnel. I will catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.